welcome back to the channel. So today on Misfit DIY, we're going to do something a little different. I've had quite a few people asking me about my burn settings, or what is the best burn setting I should use for any particular type of wood. And since that's a big wide area that it would be hard to truly answer 100% this is the setting that you need to use, I'm going to go over some settings or a way to check to see what your best setting would be. I got the idea from over at The Edge of Tech. It's what he calls finding the magic number. And you can download it from his website. He's already created the file for light burn. You can easily go in and do it yourself. You just got to take the time to set it all up. You'll see it once I open it up. You do a practice burn, and it burns at one particular speed, and it increases power on each time that it burns. And so you do that on a tile, black tile, a tile painted red, whatever you're going to burn on. You do one of these and you'll always know what your magic number will be. I'm going to do it for wood. His settings I think are mainly for tiles because it starts off pretty low in the numbers, but I'm going to increase it and go in increments of 5% power all the way up to 100%. I'll do it at 1200 millimeters per minute first, then maybe I'll do a 1000, or I'll speed it up to a 2000. That way you can go a little bit faster on your projects. It's hard to say what it's going to react to because every piece of wood is slightly different. But I've got 3 pieces of wood here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to try and do this burn setting on each one of them, so that way hopefully it gives you an idea of what you need to set yours at. But if you can do this and then just keep it on the wall or anywhere, that way you know that, hey, for this type of wood, if these are my settings at this speed, I'll know what I need to set the laser to. It'll really help you out. The bad part is, I haven't done this. I saw this video a long time ago of his, and every time I come down here to want to do it, I get impatient and just want to burn something. And I'm probably wasting a lot of time trying to figure out my settings, when if I just do this once, like for instance, I'm going to do this on this piece of pine. I've got half of it smoothed and sanded down. The other half is still rough. This is a pallet piece of wood that I got, and I'm going to see what the difference is between the sanded and unsanded area doing the same speed. That way I know if I ever want to burn it on a really rough piece of wood, I'll know that, hey, that particular setting works good for that type of wood. It'll save you a lot of time. And when he did that over there at the Edge of Tech, I thought I got to try that. I got to do that because it would save me so much time. But yet I haven't done it. So we're going to do it today. I'm going to do it on these 3 pieces of wood. I've got the pine. I've got a 1/4 inch piece of, I think this is oak plywood. It's really nice. This is one I use for my dog tags. And then I'm just going to try it on a piece of, what is this called? Balsa wood. It's the stuff that people use for scroll saw. It's really flimsy, very lightweight, but you might be able to burn something on there. Because I've got some projects coming up that I want to burn on the 1/4 inch plywood. I just want to figure out what the best setting is to get the right color that I'm looking for, because I like the contrast between this and the burnt look. But one of my followers wanted to know how to get it black, really dark, not brown. We'll take a look at that. We'll see what it's going to take to do that, because to me, if you go super slow and super high, yes, you will get it really, really dark, but you'll also start to char the sides. We'll start burning, and while I'm burning some of these, I'm actually going to go out in my wood pile and see if I can find other types of wood, if I happen to know exactly what they are, and we'll try to burn them. I don't really have a lot of examples right now because of with the COVID going on and the lockdown, been having to use a lot of scraps to build a lot of things, running out of wood. So just waiting for the day where I can go restock up on some lumber. I guess grab a cold one. This is probably going to be a short video. This is something I know I need to do, and I've been getting a lot of requests to ask what the settings will be. So yeah, this is as good a time as any to do this. So we might as well do it, and it's going to answer some questions for me, and hopefully it answers some questions for some of the viewers, and it will save them a lot of time. So as usual, stick around and stay with me and let's see what we can do. Let's open up Lightburn. Actually, let me go over to Laser Projects first. And in here I have a folder called Lightburn. And I have the original one that he did over on his channel that I downloaded. And then I have one that I created to do the wood. So I will open up his first so you can see what it is, that you get when you download the file. Let me make it a little bigger here. And it's a really simple thing. He took the time to create it, and each one of these is a different layer of the percentage of power that the laser will burn at 1200 millimeters a minute. And you do this, you set it up, you get your project or whatever piece you're going to burn in there, and just hit start and let it go, and it'll burn, and then you'll be able to go back through it and see which one has the desired look that you're going for. And I'm pretty sure that with an 8% power, that's really not going to do a whole lot on a piece of wood. And he also has them to line and fill. Just remember that the very bottom one here, the outside border, you might want to shut that off and not use it. For me, I found out when I did a practice one that the 1200 is set to, I think, 12% power up here. So for me, for the wood, I change it to probably like where the 20% is. I'll take the color that is, which I think is like number 12 down here, 12 or 13, and I'll change it to that. That way it burns at a higher rate, so I'll actually be able to see it. But that's what he created, and each layer has its own setting, line or fill in line, and you just let it burn. So let me go into the file that I created using his. I mean, this is not my idea. I take no credit for this. I just changed it for me to burn on wood, and this is the setting that we're going to use today. Is I start off at 20% power all the way up to 90%, and this one is set to 1000 millimeters a minute, and then maybe I'll try also a 1500, and then I'll try a 2000. Maybe I want to go faster, but you have to start somewhere. So we'll start with 1000 and we will see how this burns, and then when it's done I will rewrite this again, save it as a separate file for 2000. Just go in here and you can click on each one of these and change it. So like right now I could change that to 2000, go to the next one, 2000, go to the red one, and so on and so forth. And then just save the file as a burn setting for that. And then you have the files already in your computer, and all you have to do is figure out which one you want to use for particular, if it's a tile, fabric, wood. It's a great little file. And go over to his channel if you really want to watch how he does it, the way he explains it. I think you'll learn a lot, but I think his settings are for tiles and fabric. So let's give this a try and see how this reacts to wood, and this should be able to help hopefully answer a few questions. So let's get a project open. Lightburn. Actually going to change this. This should say 1000, not 1200. Alright, open this up. Okay, so let's get the point of origin and get our wood set up where we need it. Alright, let's hit control and frame. Let's do that again. And that looks good. So we'll go back over here. Let's just hit start and let her burn. I'll start showing you some of the examples that I did. This is the oak board first, and that's the 1000 millimeters a second. And I also tried it at 3000. And as you can see, well, you really can't see above it, but it really didn't start burning until it hit 75%. So the 3000 is way too high. You might be able to get by with maybe a 100 if you want to do a really light burn, but it went way too fast and everything above here didn't show. I'm covering this because I don't want you to see what I wrote underneath it. I did a practice burn for upcoming project, so can't let you see what I'm doing. But that's how that one looked. With this balsa board at the 1000, I only burned this one at 1000, but it actually has a little bit of a lip, and I would say that's probably close to a millimeter. Which really surprises me. But I should be able to burn through this. I'll just have to try it one of these days. As you can see it, I charred the edges. And I'm not sure if I could sand this down. Maybe I'll have to try that, see if I can get that to come off. But 40 looks pretty good. 40, 45. Yeah. With the pine, they're almost the same. Well, no, not really. The unsanded wood is darker. Probably because it's burning the actual hairs and stuff from the wood and creating that. But what's cool though is these little lines in here. It couldn't burn through the wood grain, so it leaves little ridges on here. Some people like that, some people don't, but that's usually why I don't burn pine that much, is because it leaves those little wood grains. But I do like the one of the unfinished wood. That actually turned out pretty good. You can, yeah, I mean, it's even legible around even 45 to 50% power. So as a little bonus, I decided to take part of a IKEA cutting board and burn it, see what it does. So sanded this side down and burned it. As you can see, it is pretty dark down here. It's almost to the point of being black. If you go just a little bit slower, you might do that. And that's the key, is if it's not dark enough for you, slow it down. Keep the power where it is, just slow it down. But I think I got the results that I was looking for when I burnt this one. I want to start a little video series on album covers. I've always wanted to put album covers up on my walls in one of my rooms, but I didn't want to put actual album covers on there. I didn't want to, because once they're up there, then you really won't use them. And I like listening to LPs. So I'm going to make some. And I created my first one so far, and I did Van Halen. I like that color pattern between the light and the dark. And so I think this is going to be the first of, I'm going to probably try to do around 10 to 12 albums. I've got a few in my mind which ones I want to do. I already know which one I'm going to do next. But this was the first one that I came across. Put it in there. This is a 31.5 or 31 centimeter board. So it's almost the true size of an album cover, but I just kept it right at 31. I mean, it's close enough. If you have any suggestions on which album cover you want to see me try to burn, just leave a comment, let me know. I also don't know if I want to burn maybe a 1/4 inch border going around it, leave it like it is, or put an actual frame around it of a dark wood, very similar to that, stained. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think I should do. Hopefully you stick around for the next video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you can. I mean, I'm surprised that I'm getting as many subscribers as I am. I'm glad you like it. And I'll keep putting videos up because I'm enjoying this. It's fun. I like doing it. And let me know which album covers you think I should burn next.